we can proceed with this class. We've gone through the basics, the fundamentals of the HR consulting, and we are gradually rounding up. So this morning, I hope to round up this HR consulting so that we can pick another topic and deal with that. All right. Okay. So this morning I'm going to be starting with the least commonly outsourced functions, HR outsourced functions. So let's see what it has to say. But please, is everyone seeing my screen clearly? My screen is actually moving now. So if you can see my moving screen, if you can see the topic least commonly outsourced HR functions, please let me know. All right, thank you. Okay, so the least commonly outsourced HR, we have performance management, 3%, strategic business planning, 4%, policy development and implementation, 4%, employee communication plans, 4%. Now, the essence of looking at the most commonly outsourced programs, I think yesterday we looked at the most commonly outsourced, the 5 most commonly outsourced HR services. While we are looking at both dimensions is for us to know which area we might find interest in, and the ones that already have market, okay? The ones that already have market, that's the reason for what we're doing. So yesterday, when we looked at the 5 commonly outsourced HR programs, we looked at background checks, employee assistance and counseling. We look at financial service administration. Then we looked at the COBRA. Okay, it's like we didn't deal with this. We look at healthcare benefits. Okay, dealt with it somehow. So if you look at the percentage that each one is carrying, you find out that this is a great number for those who are consulting in this area. So if we have 73% of people consulting or 73% of the market ready for background checks, that's recruitment and all of that. That's to tell you that recruitment is a big business. Okay, then we have other ones in their respective respective percentages. Please, if you have your book, you can write this down. The meaning of COBRA in HR. COBRA means Consolidated Omnibus Budget Reconciliation Act. 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 That's COBRA. Then FSA means Flexible Spending Account. Flexible Spending Account. Flexible Spending Account. Okay, then other types of outsourcing, there are still major. We have the Pension Benefits Administration, temporary staffing, or the one we call contract staffing. Then we have Retirement Benefits Administration, payroll management, recruitment, staffing and such, non-executives, executives, and employee relocation. So anyone that best suits your interest, you can know which one to go. But they have training and development, incentives, HR, information system and web-based services, reference checks, sourcing consultants and legal services, screening and workplace security, process, project and systems management, and so on and so forth. So when we now look at the list outsourced, we have performance management, strategic business planning, policy development and implementation, employee communications. So you see how almost insignificant these ones are. Now, what this also means is that for the ones that already have established market, there may be serious competitions in these areas. But with those that have little market, or perhaps little organizations handling them, there may be little market, obviously, but the competition might be low. So if you choose to go into them, you may have to do some strategic advertising or strategic marketing to be able to get clients that will serve your company, or that your company will serve. All right, then we have the HR consulting myth. Consulting is just a fad. Consulting can be kept secret from employees. Consulting is only for large companies. Messes must be fixed before consulting. Consulting is for everyone. Now, these are some of the myths that are not true. Okay, trends in HR outsourcing markets. If you want to go into HR consulting, these are some of the things you need to consider in the HR market. You have specialization. A few HR consulting firms specialize in certain HR functions and adopt that special line of work as their expertise domain. For me, if you really want to go into HR consulting, I will recommend that you specialize in some areas. Then let your clients know you that this is the area you specialize in. Okay, let them know that this is the area you specialize in. Then we have the globalization. A few HR consulting firms are more concentrated on growing the company in terms of its HR related practices on a global or worldwide scale. Example, we have the McKinsey consulting firms. They are branching off to global dimensions rather than national focus. They also have standardization. Some consulting firms are experts in the imposition of standards or regulation related to HR functions. Then you have the regionalization. Some HR firms are experts in catering to HR related functions, specifically related or limited to a particular region. They have the consortia buying. A growing trend in the outsourcing market is the buying of groups and cooperatives that will help to share resources, and as a group dramatically leverages their scale and aggregated purchasing power for outsourced services that benefit each member of the buying group. Then you have the mid-market mania. Some HR consulting firm strategy is to focus on mid-market clients. Mid-market companies are those that have 3,000 to 15,000 employees. Such consulting increased focus around building leveraged and repeated technology-driven components to their HR offerings. Then we have the utility model evolution. Some HR consulting firms develop their own utility model. An utility model is an exclusive right granted for an invention which allows the right holder to prevent others from commercially using the protected invention without his authorization for a limited period of time. Then we have consolidation and partnering. Some HR consulting firms partner with a company and help provide their expertise in the HR related areas so that the company can focus on its core competencies. Then we have the future of HR consulting. For those of us that want to go into HR consulting, what is the future of HR consulting? The growth maturation of the great growth to maturation of HR office market, or HR organization market rather. Organizations increasingly use outsourcing as a strategic business model in order to remain competitive. So if you want to go into HR, one thing you need to, or HR outsourcing, one thing you need to know is that organizations increasingly use outsourcing as a strategic business model in order to remain competitive, right? Okay, then another future of HR consulting is increasing weight of non-cost drivers. The reasons behind outsourcing are strategic. Hence, companies outsource in order to gain expertise and not simply save money, right? They will have the commoditization of HR functions. HR services are commoditized and susceptible to marketplace competitions. This is because companies engage in HR outsourcing in order to lower costs and remain competitive. Please, I mentioned that HRO is HR organizations. Please, that's HR outsourcing, sorry. HR outsourcing, made a mistake there, HR outsourcing. Okay. New roles for internal HR department. HR outsourcing has changed amounts and types of activities handled internally. So it provides an opportunity for HR to become strategic participant with executive suite or within executive suite. New career opportunities for HR professionals. It lays emphasis on new career opportunities for HR professionals and provides more opportunities for HR to play strategic role, and there are increased in external HR career opportunities. They will have expansion of small and medium-sized HR outsourcing markets. As outsourcing market grows, costs go down and outsourcing may become financially viable for small and mid-sized companies. Meanwhile, large organization finds a total solution in outsourcing. They will have the demographic changes. There is an increasing appeal of outsourcing due to demographic changes such as labor recruitment. Hence, the selection is more difficult as labor recruitment changes, and hence the benefits of outsourcing recruitment and selection increase. They will have improved HRO matrix. There is a greater reliance on improved HR outsourcing matrix. The HR activities are being standardized and quantified, so organizations can benchmark and compare performance with other organizations. They will have reshaping of industry. Reshaping of industry is done by consolidation and competition. Consolidation provides broader range of services, more competitive offerings, and specialized services. Then finally, we'll have the trends. Trends are catching up, and various new trends are expected to gain momentum within next 2 to 5 years. New trends help the HR consulting firms to expand scope and quality of their services. What we are calling new trends today emanate majorly from the technology. So we have the HR information system, we have payroll management, we have digital recruitment, and so many of such, okay, as part of the new trends that are taking over the HR market. Then we have the typical problems of HR outsourcing. We have overly focused on cost savings, lack of stipulation of metrics on terms of the contract. Then we have rush into autonomy too soon, unrealistic expectations and goals, lack of effective communication, lack of proper measurement of consultants' performance, then employee resistance, outsourcing for the wrong reasons, then difficulties in managing the consultant. Then finally, explaining the best practices of HR consulting. We have the selective path toward HR consulting. A company should explore individual sourcing strategies for different HR functions rather than total outsourcing strategy. So it's better you get to focus on an area you know you have the competence to deal with. And remember, like I always say, HR is not like project management that you say you finish the total body of knowledge. No. Okay, it is so funny that what SHRM may call a body of knowledge, by the time you look at another, maybe you look at HR Certification Institute, you find out that they are doing something else, although similar, but you find some contents that are in some that are not in others. Then you look at another organization, you find out that they are different. Okay. Sometimes ago, one of our students or one of our trainees needed to travel to Singapore for her master's in organizational behavior. Sorry, in human resource management. And she was asked to get a transcript for her professional certification. Now, when she came and she was showing us the course module of what she was going to do, the course module she was going to do was less than what she did as a professional program. But that was a master's program anyway. Okay, so organizations according to their own biases, will have their own different curriculums. As far as human resources concerned, I don't think I've ever seen the same curriculum on HRM from different institutes to be the same. But for project management, is almost, not that it's almost the same. If you're using the PMI standard, it's the same. You can't change it. If you're using the IPMA standard, it's the same. You can't change it. If you're using the APMA standard, whichever standard you choose is not changeable. And irrespective of these differences in these organizations' names, you find out that the curriculum is just the same. But for HRM, so it makes it obvious that focusing on one area of HRM or narrowing down your specifications and your qualifications in HRM will help better, all right, than generalizing the whole thing, all right? Then you have the multiple consultant or vendor relationship. A company should choose a consultant or vendor that is right for each function rather than focusing on vendor consolidation. There is no need of choosing only one consultant. Okay, please, can someone help me reach out to Mr. Kwame? If he can log out and log in again, if he can leave the meeting, then rejoin. I think it may help to fix his audio issues. And he should also check his audio device not to be crossed, or audio symbol, whichever one. Okay, so it's better to have multiple consultants within the organization than to have one consultant to do everything. That's like throwing your eggs all in one basket, which might not be too good. All right, so it's better we use multiple consultants. Find the people that are good in the things they do, all right, and use them accordingly. And having one consultant to do virtually every of your HR function could create a feeling of bias on the consultant to the point that he won't be able to satisfy all of the needs at all times. So to encourage competition among the consultants or your consulting services, consulting needs rather, it's good you have multiple consultants so that they can also be a challenge to themselves. All right. Okay, they will have a combination of internal and external strategies. It is important to combine internal and external strategies such as shared services between the internal resources and the external consultant vendor. Now, before I go into this case study, before I joined the HR consulting or the HR industry, the only thing that was in me was just a hunger to help people do their jobs better. I was still in fact, right from my primary school days, it has just been a hunger within me that I just wanted to help other people learn better, do better. That's all I wanted to do. Okay, so my father happened to be a lecturer. My mom happened to be a teacher. So then it used to be like the traits of both parents combined was formed or were formed in me. As of primary 3, primary 4 in school, I've started helping my teachers in school to copy notes on the board for the other students. And then I used to help when the teacher is not around. I'll be the one to coordinate the class. Okay, like all those Chiki and the River to read and all of that. And then as we kept proceeding, when I found myself in secondary school, it was quite easier for teachers to give me notes and say, okay, go and copy for your class and things like that. And then as we proceeded, I found out that I needed to actually help people discover more of who they are. So in my university days, I will have several seminars, several meetings with students, even when we didn't look like what we're saying. Okay. Organized leadership trainings, entrepreneurship trainings. Then in school, there was nothing like entrepreneurship then in school. There was nothing like leadership trainings then in school. But now they are gradually introducing those things in the educational curriculum, especially the university curriculum. And one of the days in class, I think that was my year 2 in school, and the lecturer, the prof that was teaching us, no, that should be year 3. The prof that was teaching us, he was teaching us one part of engineering. And he said that very soon we'll become chartered and blah. He was just saying so many things to entice us. And the more he said those things, the more I felt so uncomfortable. So I raised my hand within the class and I asked him a question. I said, Prof, please, what does it mean to be chartered? And he said, when you're chartered, you're a professional, and that's blah, blah, blah. It's okay. I now asked him a question. I said, is it that after we are done from here, we'll become chartered, or there is something else we'll do? He said, of course, after we are done from. And I looked at the whole lab that we are learning from. I said, with these things that we have in this lab, will we be qualified to become chartered? And the prof said, we will discuss later. Afterwards, we discussed and all of those things. And I kept asking those questions because I kept hearing things like professional, professional, professional. So I asked one of my lecturers, he studied in Russia. So I asked him, what's the difference between a professor and a professional? Is the professor a professional? He said, not in all cases. There are professors that are not professionals, and there are so many professionals that are not professors. Okay, and that made me become more inquisitive. That I started reading anything that we talk about being a professional, what have you. I kept reading and reading. So the first time I took a HR course, the first time I ever took a HR course, even with the fact that I was studying an engineering related course. Okay, the first time I took a HR course was in my level 2 in year 2 in school. All right, and then as we progressed, I found, as a class rep, I found so many things. Okay, one of the things I found that became a disturbance to me was that the first time I saw something like 11/5, that was my year 1. Okay, 11/5, a test result was published. Then they were writing year something like that. So they wrote 11/5. I was like, 11/5, this is an improper fraction. So I went home. My sister was there in school then, ahead of me. So I went back home and I was asking her, I said, I saw a result that they marked in your department. My sister was studying computer statistics then. I said, I saw a result they marked in your department and that result was wrong. And she was like, what result is that? I said, I saw a result of 11/4 instead of, 11/5 instead of 5/11. She laughed at me with her friends. They laughed. I said, no, that what that means is that this person is supposed to have graduated 5 years ago, but she has spent 11 years studying this course. And I said, or 11 years writing this particular exam. And I said, what could have caused that? And they started giving me their different reasons. And it became worrisome. I made it a point of duty that none of my classmates as of then was going to have any rewrite or have any receipt. So I did everything within my power. It was not funny for them. It was not funny for me either. Those days we used to fix 6 a.m. Before we go for our normal classes, we'll come 6 a.m. in the morning to do class revisions, do all of those group work, all of those things before we go to class. Then I discovered that within my class, there were people that found it difficult to write. Even with the fact that they are in the university already, they are Grammar was terrible. Their use of English was quite ridiculous. I didn't know it was a widespread issue till, as I kept relating with people, I found out that people could be quite beautiful, but nothing upstays. People could be quite handsome, but nothing upstays. One person actually confided in me and told me that yes, he had 9 credits in his WAEC, but he never saw the examination hall. I was all like, how did you now get to? He said his parents arranged everything. He never get to saw the examination hall. Wow, that's awesome. Okay. What really happened is that this person failed use of English in school. So like, how will you get A in your WAEC and then you're failing use of English? Okay. And the person said it's not his fault that he never went to that hall for anything called exam. Okay, that it is not that he entered university, that he's trying to catch up with himself. Are like amazing. So with these things in my heart, then I came to service. That was the worst case scenario. NYSC was a bomb. You could see people who can't fill out their forms. And you could be wondering, how did this person pass through school? Okay, how did this person pass through school? So the more I saw people who are perceived to have capacity but lack capacity, I was filled with the question, how did these people come up to this place? And more often you will find that some of those things are arranged, either parents have made up the arrangement for their children to advance, or some of us ended up cramming and cramming and cramming and cramming so as to pass, or some of us ended up just to have the friends that would do the work for us. Okay. I remember in my secondary school days, I was almost a photocopy machine. Okay, because everybody believed that my note was up to date. So should your note not be complete, you come to me. And I used to collect, as of 1994, 1994, I'll be collecting 5 naira per leaf. Okay. If it is short notes, front and back is 5 naira. If it is long notes, the full long notes, that page is 5 naira. All right. So with all of this, it was much more a burden to me. So in my third year in school, no, in my second year in school, I started my first foundation. Okay, just to help people discover themselves. Okay, so we used to get different speakers from different locations then, and they come to speak. Then during my NYSC days, I started my first company that was focusing on training. Okay, and we helped as many people as we could. Then before my 25th birthday, I think that should be my 23rd, 24th birthday, I started my third all of these things, all of the things I do, all of the businesses around me, they are all focused around training and retraining people, helping people to discover themselves. All right. So if you come in now in HR and say, come and do HR information system for me, I will just smile and tell you that's not my area. Comfortably and reliably, I will tell you that's not my area. If you want me to come and teach HR information system, that's good. If you want me to come and install HR information system for you, I'm not an expert in that area. If you want me to come and do, it has been over and over and over again. People call me and say, we need to integrate HR outsourcing in your company. I say, if you want to do it, come in and have a branch of what we do in my company and be in charge of that. But I have not really explored that dimension of outsourcing, of recruitment outsourcing. Okay. If you ask me to do payroll management for you, I will tell you I will get someone who will do it. But anything training, ask me to do it. In fact, I had to go and do a full-fledged course and I spent over 5 years, okay, on learning human resource capital development, and I focus more on curriculum development. So there is no course. Just tell me what you need. I will sit down and develop the content for you in less than 24 hours. I will develop the full content. I don't mean I will develop the table of content and give you, no, I will develop the full content in less than 24 hours. Okay. Why is it so for me? Because I discovered right from onset that my area of competence is in the area of training and human capital development. With the little of what I've known in HR and the area I've specialized, I've trained, I've been involved in training people in different capacities. Okay, I've trained in ministries, I've trained in universities, I've trained students, I've trained workers, I've trained private organizations, public organizations, and so many others. Okay, where I'm trying to go is HR is so broad that you can say you know everything about HR. No, if you want to consult, pick the area. There are people that are very awesome in consulting, but they have little or nothing in training. Then you have those that combine training and outsourcing together. Okay, that's also awesome. Then you have those that have a HR suite consulting firm. What I mean by HR suite is they have each branch of, or the most important branches, or the most outsourced branches of HRM in their firm, not to be done by one person. They have different professionals doing them. Okay, so if you want to have a HR suite, it is not just a one-man affair. But if you yourself as a person, you need to specialize that even when you want to join a HR suite, you'll still be in your own domain, doing what you know how to do best. Okay, so importantly, in HR consulting, we all need to find our own square root. Okay, as my friend will always say, we need to find our own square root. Okay, and don't let anybody make you feel like since you're consulting in one area, you shouldn't, you're not qualified. It's not true. Okay, the organizations that all they do is pension management, retirement management, pension and gratuity management. That's all they do. So find your own area and focus on it. SME doctor made mention of this when he was making a contribution to this class when we started. Find your niche and focus on it. It will give you a better strength and a better competitive advantage. All right, it will give you better strength and better competitive advantage. Now, I'm going to talk a little on marketing of HR consulting services, and I will still use my own experiences. Okay, just a little digression. If you must be a consultant, then you must have a mentor. If you must be a great consultant, you must have a great mentor. And like one of my mentors will say, he said, your mentor shouldn't be someone who has more money than you. No, it is someone that actually knows something more than you and can give you a guide on that. All right. When I started my first engagement in HR consulting, you remember those days, we didn't really have all the money to buy all the suits and the like. So we can actually use one suit for 3 months, 4 months before we change it. So in the same field, I found some people, consulting is not really a small job. If you're not well enlightened and not well positioned, you could struggle in consulting forever and ever. And it could seem as though all the devils in hell are against you. No, it's all about knowledge, understanding, and positioning for better results. There is something called perception. And whatsoever thing you make people perceive about you, that's the reality they want to believe about you. Okay? And perception is all about what people see about you on how you dress, how you react to things, what you say, how you walk, okay? Your integrity level and all of that. Whatsoever expression they see around you, it forms a perception of what they think you are or who they think you are. All right. Now, those days when we go for marketing, all right, you see some people, their shoes have turned from black to completely brown. and then the shoes will look like canoe, right? And then when you're talking to some people, in the background, you'll be hearing some noise. Okay. Now, in one of the places I went to do a HR presentation, after I finished, someone there said, at least this one is better. Not those ones that will come. Their belt is black, their shoe is brown. Okay, their suit has changed color and all of that, and they'll be calling prices. That is a perception that has been created. But the person that did the presentation didn't know. He might have done a very great presentation, but the perception he had created is wrong. So if you must do a good HR consulting, you must learn to keep a right impression. All right, a right impression, not empty packaging, but value adding packaging on every side. Okay, value adding packaging. I've said one, you need to have a mentor. So begin to look out for the areas you think, look at mentorship in areas you think you need to function. And then 2, there is what we call professional networking or strategic networking. And I've used this over and over again. When we have environments as this we have now, this could be a wonderful place to start a career. How do I mean? There are people in this class. Yes, there are people in this class that personally I've reached out to help me out in most of my training assignments. Okay, there are people in this class that have helped. They are already consultants on themselves, so, and they are very good in what they do. Okay, so I've reached out to them. Oh, please, I'm going to this place. Since you're around this area, please, can you help? And willingly and graciously, they've assisted, and sacrificially, they've assisted. Okay. If I didn't have such people in my network, I wonder, and all of these people, I met them in one professional gathering or the other, not that I know them from anywhere, but in professional meetings. Okay, by keeping constant communication. Even some of them, the communication is not constant. It's just that we have a WhatsApp group that we communicate, we post 1 or 2 things there regularly, we laugh, we joke, but those things keep us together. Okay, and once in a while, if we have assignment, we call on one another. Oh, please, I may not have all the resources to give you, but can you assist? And the person, some of us is just a delight. Some of us is just a delight, like, oh, this is what I love doing. I remember somebody in this class, he was in, I think he was in Kogi State. And I had to tell him, I was called to UNN for a particular training. Can you join me? He actually took himself from Kogi to UNN for that particular event. And while coming, his cap spoiled, yet he did not give up. He still entered public transport to join me in UNN for that particular event. Okay, and that was quite awesome. All right, so professional networking is important. Professional networking is quite important. Then coming back to how to market HR consulting activities. Marketing consulting is not as easy as marketing products, because products, you see what you want to buy. Consulting, you talk about what you want to give. Okay, so your value proposition is your assurance. All right, but in products, your value proposition is what the customer sees, feels, touches. All right. Okay, so this is my own take on marketing of HR services. 1, to market HR services, you must have, internally, you must have the right competencies. There are some jobs that if you want to go into them, you don't need certifications, you don't need licenses, you don't need professional memberships and networks like that. But it's not for HR consulting. So if you want to be a real product of your service, okay, you must be well equipped. Okay, so that when people see your profile, they are natively impressed to call you to come and be part of them. Do you get what I just said now? And whenever you're marketing, your profile, you see that thing called profile, whether it's one page or half page profile, please make it to the best of your ability. All right, prepare your profile to the best of your ability. Your profile is your number one selling tool as a consultant or as a HR consultant. Your profile is your number one selling tool. If you've not done a good profile, maybe you need to go and start looking at your profiles, especially your profile on Facebook, your profile on LinkedIn, your profile on some other professional pages, right? So your profiling is important. And there is no need lying about your profile. You can build your profile with time. And then two, learn to leverage on digital technology. And I'm going to talk on two aspects, the social media and your website. Your social media should be quite impressive. Your social media should be a sales page on its own. Now, instead of having just a name, assuming Facebook, instead of having just a name on Facebook, it's good you have a page on Facebook. With a page on Facebook, you can configure it for complete marketing and sales advantage. All right, and you can then use that sales page, or you can use the Facebook page to market on your Facebook audience, right? And just as we know, your default Facebook handle has 5,000 friends limit, but a page has no limit. So it's better we start with page and then keep growing it. All right, keep growing it. All right. If you have up to 3,000 people, I will just ask you convert your default Facebook account to a page. Instead of posting to your Facebook account, post to your pages and then configure that page to a sales account, right? In your Facebook page, you can have your email signups. You can have your other social media integrations like Instagram, WhatsApp, LinkedIn, and all of them. You can integrate them to your page. So people can easily, and even Google links, you can integrate all of them. Just find a way on how it will work. There are there is a place for HTML installation on Facebook Facebook pages, so you can always get the right HTML links or HTML codes and then install them on your pages. All right, and it will make your page look as though it's a website. The same thing applies to LinkedIn. Instead of creating just an account on LinkedIn, why not create a page on LinkedIn and then make it a sales page? All right. And when we say sales page, remember there are so many aesthetic functions that play around the sales page. The kind of pictures you use, the kind of links you create, the kind of content your pages have, and all of that is very, very important. As you're creating a page, you are giving out time to develop content upon content upon content upon content. When I started out as a HR consultant, I took a resolution that I was going to keep writing till the point that if you search my name on Google, it could give you at least 2 pages without having to find another person close to my name. All right, and I was able to achieve that. So if you type my name on Google, Ebruche Banito, the first page you will see is completely all the articles, everything I've written, the ebooks I've written, both the ones published for sales and the ones published for free downloads and all of that. Okay, so from 2012 to 2015, all I sold myself into was writing articles, writing. Every day I must write one article. Every day I must write one article. Okay, and I promoted those articles through my Facebook pages and my Twitter handles and all of that. Okay, so that is very, very important. Use your social media rightly. And please be careful for those of us that have personal accounts, be careful who you choose as a friend. It's best for people to follow you. Like people, when they visit you, they know, oh, this person followed him, not that he's a friend to this person. There are people that if they are found as your friends on social media, they could help discontinue your career. Another person getting to know that this person and this person are friends on Facebook, they are friends on LinkedIn. They say, if this person can be this person's friend, it's better I don't even deal any business with this person. In 2014, it was reported that 86% of recruitment and HR consulting services were done through social media as of 2014. What does this mean? They will check your profile on social media. They will check your activities on social media. They will check everything you're doing on social media and be sure that you have the right capacity and character to deliver. So social media had become an open field for quick verifications. So we need to pay attention to that. Then the second one on the digital side is your website. I don't know why people run away from websites, and I don't know why people feel like websites are very expensive. Well, it depends on the kind of website you want to build. The two most expensive things on website building is your domain name and your hosting. Okay, those are the two main expensive things. If you have your way, you can go ahead and learn how to design your website. Now that we have different tools you can use to design your website. I started learning website with blogger.com. Okay, and as we progressed, I started learning other things. I learned about WordPress. I learned about Joomla, Drupal, and all of them. In fact, at the point, I was very good at developing standard Facebook pages that you could use comfortably for your website or as a website, because that was where we started from. We didn't have all the brain or we didn't have all the technical abilities then to build a website. So we started from Facebook pages, and they really paid off. I was receiving payment from Facebook. I integrated which payment did I use there? I was using was it Vogue Pay? I can't really remember, but I was using one payment platform on Facebook that I was using for myself. And you could ask me what I was doing then. The thing I was doing was on CV consulting, right? Help people develop their CVs. And people were willing to pay as high as 10,000 naira for CVs, 12, 15,000, dependent on the career level they are going for. Okay, and they will do whatever thing they want to do to get the right job. All right. So learn how to work on your website. Simple professional website. For consulting, you might not need all the databases. You might not need a login, logout platform. All you need to do is provide informational page, an interactional page, and where you could make your publications without any restrictions, right? And that could help a long way. That will also give you visibility on Google. All right. If you're writing and you're using your website as your publication platform, it's easy to promote both you and your website, because when people search you, they will find you on your website, and Google will give that website a rank. And by that simple ranking on Google, you already know that, oh, for any time someone searches me, it will find me here. In fact, if you search for my name on Google, you could find me in about 5 different websites. The ones that are still working, the ones that are still not working, you'll find me in all of them. And be free to write for others too. Be free to write for others on content. Remember, we are looking at HR marketing, right? So I've talked about positioning yourself. Then I've talked about the digital influences, right? Okay. One of the days, the first day I was able to learn about Blogger, and I did my first website. Now that website was still bearing.blogspot.com. It was a free hosted website on Google. It was still having .blogspot.com. But the name on that website was so appealing that I was receiving calls from international communities. Now, I received a call from one particular company there that was organizing a HR conference, and they really wanted me to be in that conference. That was in 2012, yes. They really wanted me to be in that conference. The conference was to hold, it was in Singapore. All right. Now, the cost fee for that conference was about $5,200. $5,200. Okay. And I replied to them, I told them that I would have loved to be in the conference, but the financial restriction may not allow me. They said, okay, they will give me some waivers off, and the only thing they need me to do is take care of my transport and take care of my accommodation, and yes, I think my transport and my accommodation. That was all they asked for, and they were going to do every other thing. That if I was ready, I should send my international passport, and everything will be processed. And I was going to spend $1,600 for the transportation and for the accommodation for the 3 days of the conference. And you know what? As of then, I didn't have that resource anywhere. Okay. That gave me enough impression to keep working. All right. At the end of the day, I didn't attend that conference. And people that would have attended that conference were global HR icons from global companies. All right. So the opportunity you could be looking for could be a way off from just installing your website. Okay. From just building that website. I can't remember the content of that website. The only thing I can remember was the name of the company on the website, which has grown over time. All right. And today we still have much more contacts from the international community. All right. Most of the people that are in this class today that are from the international community, they came through our website, right? There's nobody here that didn't come in through our website. So you must learn to build your website. Build it simple but professional. And if you've not started learning how to build website, please take your time and start learning it gradually. Okay, it will help you. Okay, it may take you time to learn. Meanwhile, as it's taking you time to learn, you could be paying 1 or 2 persons to help you build it. But as you keep learning, a point will come, you will find that designing and building a website is just like you typing on Microsoft Word. Okay, it's just as simple as you typing on Microsoft Word. All right, then the next thing I will talk about on HR marketing is, I remember we've talked about discovering your own niche, focusing on your niche and building capacity on that, right? Now you must learn the technical aspect of it, and that is the aspect of planning and technical writing. The art of planning, technical writing, branding, and all of that. You must pay attention to all of those things. It is so funny that with good technical writing, someone that just came into consulting could win a contract over someone who has spent over 50 years in the consulting industry with good, excellent technical writing. Okay, excellent technical writing. So let's pay attention to building capacity on technical writing, then building capacity on planning. Then another thing is on branding. And branding is not just the logo. And branding is not just the awareness. Branding is the value that goes alongside with such brands. Okay, branding, the value that goes alongside with it. So importantly, when you build your brand, you should be ready to do all your possible best to create awareness on the brand. The more awareness you create, the better the possibilities of your business. All right, the possibilities of a business. Every year, between January and February, we receive applications from virtually all parts of the world. We receive applications from virtually all parts of the world. We've discovered from the things that happen around our website that between November, December, January, February, March, people are so much interested in training. Okay. Now, whatsoever awareness you've created, that will determine the level of visibility and the level of reach people will get out to you. So let's leverage on the social media. If you're to pay for adverts on maybe AIT or channels, you know how much it will cost, or to pay for advert on Guardian newspaper or any other newspaper, I know how much it will cost. Okay. But using social media could be quite cheap. So you could start with even as low as $5, as low as $10. Then you can proceed as time permits, then you can go to $200, you can go to $500, 1,000, 5,000, dependent on what you want to achieve per time. All right. You can start with brand awareness in your as your social marketing strategy, social media marketing strategy. Then from there, you can go to lead conversions, and then have other things to play around with. Okay. Then on technical writing too, importantly, you must learn the art of emailing. You must learn the art of email writing, the art of emailing, both on marketing of email subscription forms and then the art of follow-ups on emails and having the right content on emails. Emails so far have proven to be the most competent avenue for getting leads online, emails. All right. And it also tends to be the most sustainable way to keep track of your customers. All right. So important. So if you've not known how to use emails, please, you may really need to start learning about emailing and start getting professional emails for yourself as a consultant. At gmail.com is great, but at ipmi.org is better. At yahoo.co.uk is great, but at your own maybe name or company domain is better. And you can actually have a domain, email domain without having a website. All right. So we can, if you don't have a website, you don't have a server, you can route your email back to your Gmail or to your Yahoo Mail. So when you're sending out email, you send it through your Gmail, but route it through the shared server you're using. All right. And you get your work done professionally and excellently. All right. The more emails you have, the better your chances of sales. If you make email marketing campaigns, one of your sales brand or your sales promotions activities, then you should be able to get as much emails as possible. For every time you generate up to 100 emails, there's a possibility that you could make at least 1 to 2 sales. Okay, if you spent 3,000 naira to generate 100 emails and you are able to sell to 2 people at 300,000, I don't think you wasted any resource. And you get 2,500 people and you generated 25 people, and each of those 25 people paid you 50,000. The maybe the 10,000 or 20,000 you spent to generate those leads are better off, or is better off than you trying to not do it at all. Okay, so let's try to use email marketing. And the last thing I will talk about as we round up this morning is on we call it referencing. Although I've mentioned a little about it, talking about mentor and then talking about joining professional bodies and then using your professional groups. But part of referencing here or recommendation is having people to write objectively about you and about the things you do, where others can find them. All right. So you could open up something like a Google page where people write about you. Although Google page, I think Google page is not for individuals. I think it's for businesses. So you could open up a Google page for your business and verify it. As soon as you verify it, ask your clients, instead of giving you verbal thank you and all of that, oh, you did great and all of that, you use your Google page as your evaluation page. Okay, that will help you as a person to get more reach, because as they are putting up those recommendations on Google, Google is also using that to expand your own visibility, so that anyone searching for anything related to what you do, Google has a potency to drop those people in your page, your Google page, for them to find more answers. So the more reviews you have, the more recommendations you have, the better your digital strategy, or the better your digital visibility. All right. So you could try the referencing, and those referencing that your mentors will write for you, Ask them to help you put it on your Google page. Anybody can see it. Okay. The more professional references you have, the better. We also have such provision on LinkedIn. Even on Facebook, we have such provisions. All right. So they could help you share the recommendations, the things they want to say about you. Let them say it, obviously. And ask people to be objective when they're writing about you. There is no need of sugarcoating things or write things that are not real. If you tell you the real things, good. There is no way you can see on a particular review page 100% all the time. No. Or you see 5-star all the time. No. Some customers might not have all the time a better experience. So they write what they experienced. Okay. But if you have the chance to make that experience better the next time, they will still go back and edit it and write their next experience. Okay, so it's good we use things like the LinkedIn platforms for referencing, or Google platforms for referencing, and there are other referencing platforms that you can also use. Okay, now if you permit me, I will tell you that this is not all to it, but if we start from here, we can actually make we can start a little progress before we learn more and then progress more. And I will tell you the honest truth. I'm telling you the honest truth, and I lie not. You don't need an office to start a consulting firm. You don't need all those your business plan that is telling you that you need 5 million to start. That's not true. Okay, you don't need that. The first time I started my consulting firm, I started with 100 Naira recharge card. And what did I do with the 100 Naira recharge card? I had a system that my friends used to call 50 kg laptop. And I had a C12 phone. And all I needed was a Nokia PC suite that I could download to that system and then connect my phone to it and then use my 10 megabytes to browse. That was all I needed. And then Java phones were much more data economical than now that we have Android that is sapping data as though is the laptop itself. Okay. So with that, I use 10 megabytes. Every day I subscribe 10 megabytes to keep building on my website till I was able to get something. But the day I launched that website, the same week, I recovered all the money I used to build it, because I got about 3 persons who wanted me to design their CVs for them. And to some, I charged 10,000, to some, I charged 6,000, to some, I charged 3,000. Okay, so everything I invested, all the 100 Naira I invested for about two weeks, I got it back in one day. All right, so now that we even have. All right, sorry, it's like my connection went off, but I'm back. All right, and I think we are rounding up. I don't think we need to stay till 6:30 anyway. So we're rounding up. So I was trying to say, now that we even have our Android phones, we have our tablets and all of that, you can start by using a WhatsApp group. You can start by having a Facebook page. You can start by having Zoom classes as this, all right? Or Zoom free consulting. There are some of us that are good in consulting. Why not run free consulting? You could be surprised. The people that will join your free consulting could be people who will even tell you, forget about anything you're doing. We'll pay you how much, any amount you just want, just come. All right? The funny thing I've actually got to discover about most startup consultants, of which most of us felt into it, is that we place cost before value. And like we said in the other class, it's not a good sales proposition. You place cost before value. If you place value before cost, that will go a long way in helping out. Now, this is one of the things I do freely, but I think it has actually paid off in IPM. All right. Every now and then, think every 3 months we do free programs, generally free programs. And in most of the free programs, you find that the number of people turning out for free programs are more than the number of people who would have eventually turned up if it was to be for a paid program. And in all of this, all we want to do is help people get better. All right. In all of our free programs, we don't put the intention of, at the end of the day, we'll make money. No, we just know that at the end of the day, some people could be interested in the things we do. Not that everybody will be interested, right? So those that could be interested, good. They could pay off for those who have learned for free. But those who have also learned for free, they are helping you do your brand awareness. So sometimes the things we do is not really about profit, but to use cost-effective avenues for brand awareness. Okay, cost-effective avenues for what? For brand awareness. So we need to understand some of these nitty-gritties, and it will help a long way. Okay, it will help us a long way. Don't put value or don't put cost before value. Put value first before cost. And at this juncture, I will say thank you very much. There could be so many things I could not have touched as regards to marketing of consulting services, but we are supposed to end this class by 6:30, so I'm going to open up the lines. Ask me the questions you may have. Like I said, I'm not the only one in this class that is into HR consulting. There are so many others I know personally in this class that are into HR. So the ones you ask me that I may not be able to handle, I will call them by their names to help. Okay. All right. So I'm putting up the attendance right now, and the line is open. So please, if you have a question, kindly signify, and then all right, I've just posted the attendance, and I will take the questions. All right, thank you so much. Honorable Kuma Kwame, thank you so much. Please, good morning and welcome to class. Your line is open, sir. Please feel free to ask your question.
Yeah, good morning to all.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, Doc, thank you for your great job. My question is in relation to HR payroll.
Okay.
Do you have any is it a faculty that you part of what we are doing as you have stated?
Sorry, the network broke at some point. I didn't get all you said, sir.
Yeah, I'm asking about payroll, HR payroll.
Yes, sir.
Is it a subject on its own?
Yes.
Or it's just okay? So how then can we be very clear of that?
Okay, HR payroll management. We'll still look at compensation management, under which we'll have the payroll management. So I think that's the next class we'll start with tomorrow. Okay. We'll do payroll management tomorrow, but there are part like I don't know whether Mr. Chidike is in this class today. Okay, I think he's in this class. That's also part of his area of great interest. So maybe you can see Chidike Naman. So maybe you can also chat him up. He's a member of the faculty in IPM, the consulting and operations faculty. So you can also chat him up. He can give you some tips in case you want to go into that field. SME doctor, I don't know whether he's into payroll management, but let's find out from him. Dr. Mike, good morning, sir, and welcome to class. Please, are you into payroll management?
Good morning.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, sir.
I'm a HR generalist.
Okay, so you do payroll management as well?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so Honorable Kwame, you can also reach out to Dr. Mike. I think he can also provide help. Honorable Luro, good morning, sir, and welcome to class.
Good morning.
Thank you, sir. How is your family today?
I'm trying to.
Okay, so do you people do
Good,
do you do
good morning.
yes, do you do payroll management too?
No.
Okay, okay. Thank you. So you can, Mr. Kwame, you can reach out to Mr. Mike or Mr. Chidike on payroll management, and that would help. And if there's any other person that is into payroll management, why not? You can network with Mr. Kwame, and then we can find a better team around payroll management. Thank you so much. Pastor Ife, good morning, man. Welcome to class. Please kindly unmute. Let's hear from you, man.
Good morning, Mr. Benito.
Thank you so much, man.
And thank you so much for this wonderful class this morning. So, what I wanted to ask is not like a question in as far what you thought. It's just for the recording. Can we please get the recording so we can listen to over and over, because there are so many things you have taught that are really not in on the PDFs that were the manuals that we got, and those things are really, really life changing. So we want to listen again and again, so it can help us, please.
All right, ma. Thank God. Well, the record for today is automatic, so I'm sure that everyone will get that. Okay, Honorable Luro, welcome back, sir.
And thank you so much. This morning, I think I've been inspired.
Okay.
Like Truslin said, I think if we can get it as soon as possible, that would be very good for us.
All right, sir.
And there's so many things I think many of us, if I'm not speaking for myself, many of us will need to also learn. And just as you are talking, I was just thinking at my social media pages, thinking of even bringing it down to start all over again.
It is well with you.
I think there's so many things. So I will be contacting you to get some things from you.
Oh, that will not be a challenge. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. Is there any other issue of concern that we may need to deal with? We just have 8 minutes more. If we're going to exhaust it all, then is there any other issue of concern? Is there something else we would like to say before we go and have a beautiful day? All right, Dare, good morning and welcome to class. Please kindly unmute. Let's hear from you, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Benito.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much for another powerful session, sir.
Thank you too.
I have a question. It's quite unrelated to this class.
Okay.
I'm having issue accessing my manual, the link you sent me sometimes back. It's asking for password.
If you check the link we sent, we actually sent it with password. But in case you don't have the password, just chat us up. We'll send you the password, please. Sorry for that.
Okay. Thank you very, very much, sir.
Appreciate it. Is there any other thing? Okay, so as we go this morning, I want to leave us. Okay, so I'm seeing something in the chat room from Damilola. He said, if you need help in building your social media visibility, I can help you as well. So Damilola, say it with your mouth so that that which you say with your mouth, your hands will perfect it. Where are you? Dami. He said, that which you say with your mouth to my father, your hand has perfected it. Oh yeah, Dami, please say it with your mouth. So that,
okay. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah. All right. I noticed that my social media account is actually visible. So that's why I said I want to help as many as people that want to be interested in building their social media, especially Facebook. So
okay.
to showcase anything that you are doing. You can check me out if at all if you want to confirm Damlololani. You can type it on Google or you can check it on Facebook, Damlololani. So from there we can pick it up because it's very, very important to marketing strategy when it comes to consulting and all. I mean, Dr. Banito has said a lot of things. So that's the way it is.
Okay, thank you so much. You already have a client. Mr. Luro says you should send him your number fast with your account number. Okay. Another one said, mine is a personal matter. I will send it to you as emails. Okay, no problem. I will be expecting that. Is there any other issue of concern? I have said something in this class, and I'm going to use that as my last statement for today. I made a statement as this in my HSC class yesterday. And after the class, everybody began doing the needful. Networking is not optional if you want a career or business growth. It's not optional. It's needed, it's important. Now, I said something in that class, and I'm going to say something of such here. Now, during the PMP classes, some people called and said, this person that did this presentation, I like this person, I would like to network with this person. I said, oh, just go ahead and network with the person. In fact, one of the persons in that class said she got an assignment to train someone on communication and presentation. She got a contract. Let me use the word. She got a contract to train someone in that class on communication and presentation in that project management class. Then in this particular HR class, someone called me and told me, said, this person that did this presentation, I've been following his presentation. He said, I want to see if I can network with the person. I said, I cannot stop you from networking with the person. That's the essence of all these things. I don't know how far she had gone with contacting the person, but I also want to say something here. Please let us not ever, don't in your widest imagination, think that everybody here is the same. Not for once. We are not the same. We are not all the same. We could all have the same certificate, but we are not all the same. There is somebody in this class, without jokes, without gazing, and it's not as though I'm led by the Spirit to say it, right? I'm telling you the true reality. There is somebody in this class that can comfortably pay for everybody in this class, and is still willing to pay for more if they are ready to take other programs. I mean, in this class, there are people in this class that what they're actually looking out for is to find the right blend of people to network with and work with. So we need to open up ourselves and showcase ourselves in our group, network, share your profiles, and just instead of writing your big profile, you can actually use your social media handles, and that will give more credence to what you do, right? So you could share your LinkedIn profile, your Facebook profile, Twitter handles, Google page handle, let the person visit and see what you've done for yourself. That will actually determine whether the person will say, okay, I like this person and what he has done and all of that, all right? And then you can pick it up from there. Please don't keep quiet, okay? Good luck, Jonathan. Say, will you keep quiet? Okay. For me, I will say, no, I will not keep quiet. Okay. Will you keep quiet? No, I will not keep quiet. So please, don't keep quiet. Keep sharing your profile. Make it a day at a time. Build your handles. Work on it regularly, and then get to be better with them. All right. I'm seeing something from Philip Oladipuko. He said, I'm graphics and web designer. Should you require my services? Okay. So should we require your services? You can drop your number. Just 1 minute to go. You can drop your number, then those that are interested. He said you might not need to delete your account, but you can scrutinize and rebuild it. Okay, that's from Damilola. Then from Trustly, he said, please tell us his name so that we can thank him in advance. Trustly, you're one of them. You are one of them. You see that that's your UK contract, your tithe and offering, you will use it and pay for some people here. Okay. Is there anyone who has not signed his attendance? Is there anyone who has not signed his attendance? Is there anyone who has not signed his attendance? Can we? Oh, Honorable Luro, you've not signed your attendance, is it? Okay, so I'm going to send it to you privately now. Please, this class is over. We can go for our work for the day. Thank you so much for coming. Oh, Mr. Patrick, you were in this class. I didn't notice you. It's like you've been on a silent mood today. Thank you so much. Can we get his contact on WhatsApp page? Whose contact, please? Mr. Kwame, whose contact? Okay, said I have not. Okay. Ayobami Timothy, I've just sent you the link to you privately. Okay. So, Mr. Philip, I've just sent you a message, so you can kindly log out and log in and be sure that is. Okay. Do we have any other person who have not signed attendance? Thank you so much, sir. Is there anyone who has not signed attendance? If you've not signed attendance, please. If you've not signed attendance, let's see so that we can send you the link. And please, for anyone that wants to share about his business, please, the platform is open for you now. You want to tell us about your business, please feel free. Go ahead, tell us your business. For those of us that are still around, for those of us that have gone, no problem. If you want to tell us about the things you do, maybe some of the strategic things you do, maybe web design, digital marketing, and all of that. For me personally, I need people to help me out. Okay, so if you are into any of these or any other HR related service that you want to network people with, why not? The platform is open and you're free to go ahead and tell us a little about what you do. Any person of such? All right, so if there is no one, thank you so much and God bless you real good. Do enjoy a wonderful day. See us tomorrow, same time, 5:30 a.m. tomorrow. Thank you and God bless you real good. Bye for now.